Ladies and gentlemen, we're here.
I'm part of the Kliq, isn't everybody?
Yes! 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 I got an idea, yeah. Beat up John Cena!
Give me a hell yeah!
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Too sweet! This is where the power lies!
I am the man.
Beat me if you can! Come on!
It's showtime, folks!
The following episode is scheduled for one fall, and it is for your listening pleasure. This is In The Kliq.
What's up, everybody? Baby Huey here, back at for a very special episode of In The Kliq. And what an exciting week it is lined up for us wrestling fans. AEW has a stacked card of events. First, you got AEW Dynamite tonight at 8 p.m. on TBS, followed by AEW Rampage this Friday night at 10 p.m. on TNT. And both will be the go-home shows leading up to AEW Revolution this Sunday, March 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Live on pay-per-view, you can watch on Bleacher Report here in the U.S. and Fite TV internationally. And joining me to talk all about it is the founder, co-owner, president, CEO, and GM of All Elite Wrestling, Tony Khan. How's it going, Tony?
Hey, it's going great. Thank you so much for having me on, Hugh.
Thanks again, Tony, for being on the show. And I know I have limited time with you, but I have so many questions. So let's jump right into it. I'm looking forward to tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite. You have a big announcement to make. And for the last week, everyone is trying to guess what it is. I know you can't spill the beans right here, but have you seen some of the online speculation? And are you able to tell me which guesses are wrong?
I cannot do that because I feel like by the process of elimination, and honestly, I might have more than one thing up my sleeve. So I without eliminating some of the more ridiculous rumors, I think I'm just going to leave it up to everybody to speculate what we're going to say on TBS tonight at 8 o'clock. We got a big announcement and a big show. Dynamite every week on TBS is a big deal. Ever since we moved to TBS, It's been so great for us. We're on the best rating streak we've ever had. And actually, every single week since the show premiered on TBS, we have been one of the top 3 shows on cable, which is pretty remarkable because there are thousands of shows across hundreds of cable channels every single Wednesday, and we're always in the top 3, and I think we're going to continue that streak tonight, Hugh.
Yeah, man, congrats on all your success over the last 3 years thus far. Become a huge fan, and just looking ahead to Revolution, it is a stacked card. We got Hangman Adam Page defending the AEW World Championship against Adam Cole, Bebe. CM Punk versus MJF in the dog collar match. Dr. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's World Championship. So I'm just curious from your perspective, which match are you most excited to see? I know it's like probably picking like your favorite child, but is there one match you're looking forward to the most this weekend?
It is probably like picking your favorite child, but if I had to pick, I think I'm so excited, about Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson. I think I'm also really excited for CM Punk MJF dog collar match, and now I can start listing. There's 9 matches, and I'm just going to list them all. But and realistically, I think those are 2 out of the 9 that I'm especially excited about. But I'm excited about every single match on the card. Especially the title matches are massive, but I think those are outside of the title matches 2 of the best ones. Absolutely.
Yeah,
and Kingston versus Jericho.
Yep,
massive.
Yeah. So listen, I am based here in the Bay Area on the West Coast, and everyone's asking me. I have to ask you about this. So when is AEW coming out west? I know we have Double or Nothing returning to Las Vegas May 29th, T-Mobile Arena. I saw Dynamite is coming to Los Angeles at the Forum June 1st. Rampage, Toyota Arena in Ontario, California. But are there any plans for AEW to come to the Bay Area or Northern California in general?
Yeah, I would really like to. And looking forward, I think it would make a lot of great sense for us to do that. So, a lot of what we're doing, it's crazy because touring was shut down by the pandemic for so long and it affected everybody. A lot of the shows we're doing right now have been making up shows from pre-scheduled pandemic shows. Like next month is an example. We're in New Orleans, and that's still a makeup from 2020. So the schedule was planned out pretty far in advance. So now we're kind of going back through it. I would absolutely love to come out to the Bay Area. There is such a great tradition of pro wrestling in the Bay Area. I don't have to tell you, man. And I would love to come out there. There's huge fans. Even the Cow Palace has recruited us. I mean, they've actively tried to bring us out there. So when I think about all the great wrestling that there's been in the Bay Area and what a great market it is, it's a no-brainer. I absolutely do want to come and bring AEW to the Bay Area soon.
That's great to hear. And I'm just going to give myself a little plug here. So every time Chris Jericho comes out to the Bay Area, we always hang out and stuff. So I'm looking forward when you guys can come out here and, we can talk in person and hang out. So I'm definitely just putting the word out there. You got a big following here in the Bay Area. We're looking forward to that. A couple weeks ago, it was announced Cody Rhodes, Brandi Rhodes leaving the company. I'm just curious from your perspective, what are you doing to fill their roles backstage? I know they had big parts, EVP and the branding. How are you going about filling those roles that they left behind backstage?
That's a great question. They were both big parts of the company from our launch, and I give them so much credit for being a big part of our success, both of them. And I'm not planning to replace the executive vice president role. I take on a lot of responsibility myself, and we have some great people in that position right now, other vice presidents, and I work with a great team. So for that position, we'll have to look, and also for the brand officer position. Brandi's been awesome for us. So that one I will likely fill, but right now we're just moving forward, and I think the company's stronger than it's ever been today. So, right now everybody's on the road to Revolution, and I think focused on tonight's show. Yeah,
I know we're running out of time, but I just want to ask you real quick about the roster for AEW. Did you imagine 3 years ago that it would be this big, full of talent, where it is now? I mean, you got your AEW OGs, your originals, the pillars. Then you got like the best of like NXT, like a bunch of former NXT champions. And then you're bringing in like other stars from other companies. Did you ever imagine that it would grow this fast and be the size it is now?
No, I never did, and it's amazing. I imagined we'd grow in size, but some of the people that have come, I never would have imagined that Sting, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, Adam Cole, Ruby Soho, so many great people have joined us, and I was very surprised by how many big names became available. So it's worked out great for us.
Awesome. Listen, Tony, I know you got to run. You got a busy day of press. I actually will be jumping on your media call later on today. But listen, when you guys come out to the Bay Area, I would love to talk to you in person, or I'm going to try to come to Las Vegas. I would love to be part of the media scrum out there. So I encourage everyone, watch Dynamite tonight, 8 p.m. on TBS, Rampage Friday nights, 10 p.m. on TNT, and of course, Revolution this Sunday on pay-per-view. Tony, like I said, thank you for everything you've done for pro wrestling, giving us fans an alternative. And yes, I hope to meet you in person one day. Thank you.
Thank you, Hugh. I can't wait to see you, man. Thanks for having me on today.
I appreciate it. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thanks, man.
There you have it. Thank you again to Tony Khan for being on the show. And while I wish I had more time with him, I am looking forward to when AEW comes out to the West Coast. I can hopefully have a longer, more in-depth conversation with him. But nonetheless, I'm very happy I was able to speak to him. Like I said at the top of the interview, make sure to watch AEW Dynamite every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on TBS, as well as AEW Rampage every Friday night at 10 p.m. on TNT. Also catch AEW Revolution this Sunday, March 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, live on pay-per-view. You can watch on Bleacher Report here in the U.S. and on Fite TV internationally. You can follow Tony Khan on Twitter at Tony Khan and Instagram at Tony R. Khan. Make sure to follow AEW on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube as well. All right, Kliqsters, let's go home now. Remember to subscribe to In The Kliq on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. We're also on a ton of other major podcast platforms. Help the show out by rating, reviewing, leave a comment, and share the podcast. Subscribe to In The Kliq's YouTube page, watch the videos, hit the like button, and leave a comment. Please follow In The Kliq on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search for @InTheKliq. Email us at intthekliq@gmail.com. Once again, thank you for tuning in and for all the support. And that's the bottom line, because Huey said so.